Whoa, this looks great. I love it. Christmas tree, snow everywhere, snow on the ground. This is looking good. Guys, come out here. Come out, have a look.
This is so cool. I love it.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon, guys? This is
So
good.
cool. I love it. Oh, yeah, guys, come on, let's go. Let's go play.
Hey, where are you lot going? Hey, just be careful. Put something warm on. I'll pick you up on the way back, okay? Hi, here it is. Finished my Christmas model railway. First part of the video is a run through of the finished product. Then after that, how I made it. So, stick around. Okay, so stick around for the rest of the video and I'll show you how I made all this craziness. Okay, hey kids, come back in, come on.
Fine.
Where are you?
It was so cool. I love it. It was amazing. Yeah,
okay, come on, we've got to go back.
Come on, peeps, let's watch the video. Yeah.
Hey, come here, you little terror. Did you enjoy the trains?
Yeah.
Was it good? No, we gotta go. We gotta go. Let's go back.
The idea is to treat this layout like Christmas decorations that can be installed without much time and effort and hidden away when Christmas is over. It will be on display every Christmas for 3 or 4 weeks. So the goal is to make it as portable as possible. A custom trolley was also made to make moving the layout a little easier. It will be stored most of the year in my studio and be transported to my dining room, which is near the front door. It is a one-piece construction out of lightweight foam board with a plaster shell consisting of 4 separate tracks over 3 levels and fits on an average 6-seater dining table. It is HO scale with very tight radius curves that can only accommodate 4-wheel locos, small wagons and articulated trams. Some features are not to scale but close enough. The base involved gluing 4 5cm thick 120 by 60 cm foam boards together to make a one solid base, using more foam boards at 90 degrees between the base panels and interlocking them with blocks and cutouts as shown. I also glued more foam board under the base to give it strength and to make a snug fit on the dining table to avoid it sliding around. Once this was made, I noticed a little bit of flex, but once the styrene landscape was completed, it will be lightweight and solid. I then commenced the track layout. Taking into consideration the trains will be running on 3 levels. The bottom level has 2 individual circuits meandering through the mountain, which meant lots of tunnels, which isn't such a bad thing as it keeps you wondering when the train goes in a tunnel, which one will it come out of? I lined the tunnel walls with bendable thin polystyrene, holding it in place with toothpicks whilst the glue dried. In most places, you can see into the tunnels, especially at kids' eye level, so I stuck printed brick paper to the walls. After that, I filled in the remaining areas with polystyrene blocks cut to size with my homemade styrene cutter. With a lot of tunnels comes lots of tunnel portals, 20 in total. That means they have to be built fast and mass-produced. I crafted a basic single and double portal out of wood, created a mold, then using liquid latex and plaster, I proceeded to mass-produce the portals. Once the portals were in position, I could start the landscaping. This was a lot of fun, but also a lot of mess. A really lot of mess. Easy to clean up, but take my advice, don't use a leaf blower, you'll end up looking like a snowman. For some small areas, I also used a can of expansion foam, mainly for the corners and some tricky parts. Some areas not covered by rocks I manually carved using a sharp fishing knife and a screwdriver. I asked friends and family to save any packaging polystyrene they come across, which kept me in good supply throughout the project. Not shown in the video is the vast array of fairy lights integrated in the tunnels, the cave section on level 2, and woven into the polystyrene throughout the layout. The lights can be remotely controlled. As the mountain grew over 3 levels, skyways and pylons had to be constructed to accommodate the top track circuit. Finally, it's time to paint this bad boy. Self-explanatory from the video. But the biggest fear I had was when doing the black wash, I had to make sure no water got onto the lights and wiring. The lights are waterproof, but I didn't want to risk it as it would have meant major work to replace the lighting system. Fortunately, all was good, and for a change, I didn't ruin Christmas. While I was building the layout, my son Bryce was travelling through Scotland. Being a train enthusiast himself, he boarded the Jacobite train and travelled across the Glenfinnan viaduct, which gave me the idea of creating a curved viaduct as a feature for the layout. As you can see, I drew a simple template, pasted it onto foam board and proceeded to cut it out using my drill press, hand saw and oscillating sander to get the inside arches smooth. The dimensions of the viaduct are 1.2 metres long by 35 centimetres tall and 10 centimetres wide, and consisting of 9 arches. Because of the width, I copied the template on both sides to make drilling and cutting easier. The top of the viaduct was hollowed out to accommodate fairy lights at the top of each archway, along both sides and under the full length of the track to complete the Christmas feel. A piece of clear perspex was cut to the curve for the track to sit on and reveal the lights underneath. To get the curve, I simply sliced wedges along one side, 3/4 the way through at various intervals. The more wedges, the smoother the curve. This allowed me to glue the gaps and hold the desired curve with weights till the glue dried. After it dried, I used a scalpel to create a rough brick effect and finished it off with a few coats of paint. Due to the time restraint, I had to find a fast way to mass-produce rocks. Producing rock tiles which I could make plaster casts of seems to be the way to go. Using air-dry clay, I carved multiple random-size rocks. A photo reference off the internet was helpful. After carving a bunch of clay rocks at various sizes, I positioned them on a piece of thin wood 15 centimeters square to create the first tile. To add a bit of variety, I made a second tile out of natural rocks found locally. Using liquid latex, I proceeded to make the tile molds. Once a few layers of latex are applied and fully dried, I then pour plaster into the housing to make a firm base for the latex to sit in. This helps the plaster keep its shape. Apply a few squirts of soap water before pouring in the plaster to relieve and surface tension. I used hydrocal to cast the molds, but plaster of Paris also does the job. My homemade vibrator helps release any air bubbles from the cast. After approximately 30 minutes, the cast hardens to reveal the rock tiles ready for breaking apart and fixing to the layout using plaster as a glue. Not sure how many tiles I made, but it was a lot. And if you run out, it's simple to make more. With the plaster tiles being only 10 millimeters thick, you can easily break them apart to create rock walls of any shape or size, and coverage of large areas is quite fast. After the polystyrene building process of the mountain was complete, it was time to start plastering the previously made rock tiles in place. This was a lengthy but rewarding process, and happy to say the rock tile idea was a good one, which not only sped up the process but also looked surprisingly better than I thought. The fastest way to do the trees was to purchase a few packs off eBay. They leave a lot to be desired, and I wouldn't use them on a serious layout. But for my Christmas layout, they suited the purpose with a little tweaking. I proceeded to do a mix of sawdust and acrylic paint to give the trees more volume and colour variation. Once planted in the midsection of the mountain and around the bike paths, I was happy with the result. Oh, and the reason for the bikes is to give my grown-up sons a bit of a laugh, as they are both cyclists.